Welcome back, everyone. It is good to see you all. I want to do something I haven't done in a while, which is an addendum. This is the addendum video for this past Sunday's video about storing your kayak for winter. Lots of comments and some things that I want to clarify, reiterate, explain, and rehash. Yeah, let's go. As I said, I want to discuss a few things that have to do with storing your kayak. I do have some notes in front of me because I want to make sure I get these. A lot of comments. I had a lot of fun with that video, and nothing bad, but just some things that I want to clarify and some things like that, some things that struck me. The first thing I want to say is there is no one way. There are so many variations of boats, so many variations for ways to store them. In general, what I wanted to do was give you the overview, put it away dry, put it away clean, cover the hatches unless you're worried about the hatches stretching out, which can vary from boat to boat, support your boat near the bulkheads, and softly, like don't rest it on something hard. So that was the first thing, is I just sort of wanted to say there are a million ways to do this, and if you follow those sorts of steps, you're probably fine. The next thing I will say is I got a lot of comments from people that went along the lines of, my manufacturer says to do X. Store the boat right side up, store the boat upside down, store the boat on sawhorses with padding. Don't store the boat on sawhorses. There are tons of variations, which goes back to what I said. There is no one way. But here's the thing. Most of the manufacturers, at least in the comments and what I saw online, didn't agree with each other. And I would be willing to bet that the manufacturers are not testing the right way to store their boats. I would be willing to bet they're doing what I am doing, which is giving you an answer for how to store your boat based on materials and experience, right? I don't think that they're putting I don't think they're taking 5 boats, storing them 5 different ways to see which one holds up better. I think they're like, based on our experience and the materials, I think this is what you should do. I would say take their advice unless their advice is not workable for you. But I don't think that they're testing out how best to store their boat. With no disrespect to manufacturers, I don't think that's happening. They are making recommendations based on materials and experience, and so am I. Next, I want to point out something. If it is not already obvious, it should be. I am hard on gear, particularly kayaks. I store my boat outside. I have always stored my boat outside, but in general, I am hard on gear. I try really hard in videos to role model the right thing so you'll see the right thing, but frequently I don't do the right thing. My boat should always get a thorough washing after it's been in salt water, and it doesn't always, right? Sometimes I'm like, oh, it's raining on my ride home from the ocean. I guess that counts as washing. It doesn't. I am really hard on gear, particularly boats. My boats still hold up really well. Your boat is more resilient than you think. The biggest issue that I have with kayaks is UV. You can see it in my current boat. I almost pointed it out in the last video. You can see it in the cockpit. The hull itself looks pretty good and the deck looks pretty good, but there is some discoloration inside the cockpit. It is not nearly as bad as my last Delta, so I would be willing to bet that they have sort of changed formulas and protectants. That's the part that sort of gets me, is that my boat discolors because it's in the sun so much. C'est la vie. It is supposed to be outside. It is a kayak. It is getting used a lot. I got a couple people who called me out. Don't use 303. Delta's owner's manual, which I did have to go and check. It had been a while since I saw it, says not to use 303 protectant on ABS plastic. They are referring to the hull and the deck. I was using it on the seal of the hatch. I think it's probably fine for the seal of the hatch. But as I said in the beginning, there's no one way. If you want to use a different material, cleaner, if you want to use Armor All, which is what they recommend for the ABS, go for it. Do what works for you. I've been using 303 on boats for 20 plus years, and have never had an issue with it. In fact, I think it works really well. I think it's a great product. I also use it on my dry suit gaskets. If you don't want to use it, don't use it. If you're worried about it, don't worry about it. Use what works for you. I am amazed that no one called me out for using a spray bottle cleaner on my boat. I did say in the video that it is best to use soap and water, but it was cold, so I didn't want to break out the hose. I didn't want to do all that cleaning outside. I was using a regular household cleaner. The boat is plastic. It's going to be fine. I would just say don't use a household cleaner that has bleach in it. I won't say which one I was using. I kept the bottle turned away so I didn't run into that whole thing. But I'm amazed that no one called me out on it. Let's go back a couple points. I am hard on boats. Okay, the other big question that came up was right side up, hull side down. No, hull side down or deck side down. And with my big concern, and I think everyone's concern, is deforming of the hull from resting on the hull or the deck. If you're in something soft, be it soft wide straps or foam padding or pool noodles or something like that, I think you're fine. A commenter, GSO paddler, who is my friend Will, who I paddled with in Assateague. How's it going, gang? You're going to be seeing and hearing more from him. There's stuff coming up. He runs a shop in Greensboro, North Carolina, and we've got some things going on. In a couple videos, I'll tell you what's going on. He is super knowledgeable. He runs a shop. He's an amazing paddler. He's an ACA instructor. He has a ton of knowledge. He's been doing this longer than I have. He's paddled, I think, more than I have. He's been a guide forever. He has a lot of knowledge. And he said in the comments that poly boats are the most prone to damage from improper storage. And I'm going to sort of refine that a little. As you go up in price, boats get more rigid. So poly boats or rotomolded boats, the same thing, different names for the same thing. Thermoform boats, fiberglass boats, up to composite boats, which are combinations of layups. As you go up in that sort of range of boat from inexpensive to more expensive, you're going to get a boat that is more rigid, that is going to have less trouble in terms of things like oil canning. Oil canning is really a plastic boat problem. I have never seen that occur in a thermoform boat. I'm not saying it can't happen. If you work really hard at it, you could probably do it. That is way more common with rotomolded or poly boats, and it's easy to fix. Hot water, heat it up, pop it back out, you're good to go. But if you're like, I'm not real worried about storing my boat the way that I had it in the video where it was on those cords, which are pretty narrow. It should be something wider, and I said it should be something wider. I'm not real worried about storing my thermoform boat in that. If I were, because really what's in that rack 24/7, 365. I've been working on that Nigel Dennis boat very slowly, but I've been working on that Nigel Dennis boat. It's fiberglass. Nothing's going to happen to that boat hanging in those straps. I'm not going to say it's not something to worry about, but as you go up in price, you're getting more rigid. I'm not as worried about that sort of thing. Strap your boat. If you've got a poly boat, particularly in warm weather, go to wider, like 2-inch or 3-inch straps. I think that would work better. The only time I have seen in one of my boats a severe oil can was I used to build racks with 2x4s, and the boats would rest on 2x4 arms, which are hard and narrow. And one particular summer in North Carolina, it was like 105 degrees or something. I got a bad oil can in the plastic. I fixed it. It was easy. It was never a problem after that. So my big takeaway for all of this is don't stress. Put your boat away clean, put your boat away dry, pad it. You'll be fine whether you're hanging it from the ceiling or putting it in a rack or even putting it on sawhorses, as long as the sawhorses are padded. You want to store it upright with hull down? Go for it. You want to store it with the deck down? Go for it. Check on your boat throughout the season. Make sure that nothing is going on. Make sure it's still dry. Yeah, don't stress. There's too much stress in the world. You shouldn't be stressing over your kayak. And I know you spend a lot of money on your boat. You want to take care of your boat. It's more resilient than you think. That doesn't mean don't take care of it, but it does mean it will take far more abuse than you would imagine. Have you seen the way I load a boat on the roof of the van? It's not easy on the boat, and they do just fine. Okay, that was all I wanted to say. I just wanted to hit on a bunch of things. A lot of videos coming. I am rolling into sort of heavy production mode. If there's a video you want to see, let me know down below, which a couple of people have done recently and given me good ideas. I'm thinking about recycling. Interesting concept. Okay, do me a favor, hit like, hit subscribe, hit hype. I really need subscribers. My subscriber numbers are way down. I know about 80% of my viewers are not subscribed. I am not going to make my goal unless something dramatic changes. I am not going to make my goal of 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think I'll end up probably around 9,700. So do me a favor, hit subscribe. You can support the channel also on Ko-fi. Gear lists are there. The Guides Way is there. Books are there. I'll see you on the water.